In this video, we're going to talk about circles. Let's say you're given any circle. The distance from the center to the edge is called the radius. Okay, and the diameter is really the distance from one end to the other end. So it's really 2r. The diameter, you can see if this distance here is r and this distance here is 2r. So r plus r is 2r, which is the diameter. So the radius of a circle is basically, if you have a circle like this, the radius is this distance here. That's the radius. The circumference of a circle is a distance around the circle. So imagine you've got a string here, and then you put the end here, and then you lay the string around the edge here, and then measure the length of the string. That there would be the circumference of the circle. So the circumference of a circle is the distance around a circle. Okay. A long time ago, people had a strong feeling that there was some sort of connection between a big circle, the medium circle, and a small circle. They knew there was some sort of connection. It turns out that if you get the circumference of this big circle here, okay, the circumference of this circle, and divided by 2r, which is this distance here, divided by 2r here, you're going to get a special number. Okay, and if you get the circumference of this circle, this is a medium-sized circle, it's a different circle. If you get the circumference of this circle and divide it by 2r for this circle, it also gives you this same special number. It's always the same, even if it's a small circle like this. If you get the distance, the circumference of this small circle, and then divide it by 2r, you're going to get that. You're going to get this same special number. They're all the same. Even if you look at the sun here, if you get the circumference of the sun, here, if you get C here, the circumference of the sun, divided by 2r of the sun, which is the distance from here to here, divided by 2r, you're going to get this special number. And this special number is the same as for Earth as well. If you get the circumference of the Earth divided by 2r of the Earth, then you're going to get this special number. It's always the same number. It should be about 3.141, and it goes on forever. Well, this number here, because it crops up all the time in nature, we call it. They gave it a special number for it. We're going to call it pi. Okay, so basically pi is this number here. Pi is this number. So if you get the circumference of the sun here, and then divided by 2r, which is this distance here, you're going to get roughly 3.141, which happens to be pi. Okay, if you get the circumference of the Earth and then divide it by 2r, then you're going to get roughly 3.141. If you look at the moon, if you get the circumference of the moon and divide it by 2r, you're going to get pi. So basically, let's look at the sun. If you get the circumference of the sun, let's say C, okay, and then you divide it by you would measure this distance here, which is r, and then times 2. So basically, if you divide it by 2r, you're going to get what's called pi. Okay, and it works for Earth, Moon, basically any circle. If you get the circumference of the circle divided by this distance here, which is 2r, you're going to get pi. Okay. If you don't believe me, find something circular around your house. Let's say a bucket here. If you get a string and put the one end here and measure this distance around here, okay, that will give you C. And then if you get the string or ruler and measure the longest distance across here, remember r is this distance here. Basically, basically the distance here to here is 2r. Okay, but so if you measure this distance here, c divided by 2r here, then remember 2r is this distance here. You should get roughly 3.141. Well, it's hard to get exactly this number here, but you're going to get close to it. If you find something bigger, like a circular table, that will give you a better answer. I don't think you can get 3.14. You're probably going to get 3.2 or something if you try it with a bucket. But if you try it with a kitchen table or any circular table, it's going to give you a better answer because it's bigger. A bucket is quite small. So if you get a string and measure from here all the way around here, okay, that will give you C. Get that distance, C, divided by this distance here. That distance there is 2r, okay, and it should give you well, I'm just going to use pi. It should give you pi, which is 3.141, blah blah blah. With the kitchen table, you might, if you're good, if you measure accurately, you might be able to get 3.1. Basically, any circle. If you get the circumference here, okay, C here, and then you divide it by this distance here, which is 2r, you should get roughly pi. Okay, so basically, any circle, if you get the circumference, which is C, and then you divide it by 2r, you should get pi.